Okay, hi, welcome back to another video. I know I haven't posted in a while. I had exams, and then I went to the Eras tour last week, and that knocked me out for a week. So I've had this script done since, like, the day before I went to the Eras tour. I never posted it. I did, however, get Travis Kelce at my show. Don't ask me how that one happened. So one of the reasons the Torch Poets Department has obviously done so well was the initial advertising. And I think I can speak for a lot of people when I say my notes app the week of the Torch Poets Department release was a nightmare. Like, it was weirdly organised, but there were so many things going on. So I want to discuss almost everything. I've gone through my notes app and picked out, like, the important things. Before we talk about what Taylor and her team actually did before the release of the Torture Post Department, I want to talk about the things they didn't do. The first thing is like a press tour or a media tour before the album release. If you find almost any other artist, or even Taylor up until midnight, before the album released or the day of the album release, they would go on late night shows, they would do interviews, they would do Apple Music exclusives, Spotify exclusives, things like that, to promote the album, to promote the work. Taylor never did this. We still have not had a single interview on the Torture Poets Department. Actually, thinking about it, I think her last interview was Times Person of the Year. So Taylor obviously did post about the album on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. The thing about this, though, is she only ever posted the variants and the track list and things like that. She never posted about the other promotional bits. That was all Taylor Nation and the fans. So the other thing Taylor did to do with the variants is, instead of just being like, here's a couple variants, she did actually go on to announce them at 3 of her shows.
I'm really proud of this record, and, you know, it's good to have options. Everyone likes options, you know. I wanted to show you something, if you will. Direct your attention to the main screen. This is an alternate cover for the Torture Poets Department. And so this edition is called the Albatross because there is an exclusive bonus song on this vinyl called the Albatross.
She didn't hear anything else about this album until the 5th of April, when Apple Music and Taylor went out and released the 5 Stages of Grief playlists on Apple Music. Now, it's clear that Taylor decided to put these out after seeing fan theories about the themes of this album, but it's still very interesting because within the titles of these playlists, we do get little hints at lyrics. These playlists are called I Love You, It's Ruining My Life, which is obviously a lyric from Fortnite. The second one is You Don't Get to Tell Me About Sad, which is, of course, lyrics from Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. The third one is Am I Allowed to Cry, which is, of course, a lyric from Guilty as Sin. The fourth one is Old Habits Die Screaming, which is a lyric from The Black Dog, which was actually originally called Old Habits Die Screaming. And the final one was just called I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Of course, we've all heard the song. On the 6th of April, we got a typewriter video. This will be the first of many typewriter videos. And it simply just said 13 days until the Torture Poets Department. This is one of the few things Taylor actually posted on her social media. Although this was only on her Instagram stories, it was not on her main feed. Then on the 8th, we got another one of these videos with lyrics. We now know these lyrics from Clara Bow, which said, Carol goes wild at her fingertips, half in trying full eclipse, which was really weird trying to say that without singing it. So, for newer Swifties, if you don't know, in the original lyric books of Taylor's really old albums, like I think it was only her first 3, she would hide hidden messages. And the way she would do that is she would capitalize random letters, and if you spout out these letters, it would come out with like a little word, or a saying, or a phrase, or a name of a person. Obviously, she stopped doing that, but we did get that kind of again here, where she random song somewhere in Taylor's discography. We got one word a day for a few days between the 13th and the 18th. These words ended up being Hereby in Glitch, Conduct in Peace, This in Better Than Revenge Taylor's version, Post in Clean Taylor's version, We in We Were Happy Taylor's version, and Mortem in Begin Again Taylor's version. We now know, obviously, this spells out the first line of How Did It End, which is, we hereby conduct this post-mortem. On the 14th, we got an Instagram post and a Twitter post with the caption being what we now know are LML lyrics, where it says, I wish I could unrecall how we almost had it all. This was for the Target exclusive Phantom vinyl. You may notice a theme here, and that is we're getting a lot of lyrics. We're not getting Easter eggs about what songs are about, we're getting specific lyrics. Now, I have a feeling that the reason for this is because if we get lyrics, we're then going to talk about what songs we think it's from, which is then going to, in turn, promote the album, promote where each lyric comes from, like, kind of, and then when the album comes out, you want to know where that lyric was, so you're going to listen to the whole album. Also, a lot of the lyrics that we did get were actually from songs on the anthology and not songs on the standard edition of the album, which means when people listen to the album, they don't hear these lyrics. They're like, oh, where is this from? They then see, oh, it's a double album. I'm going to go listen to the anthology and see if I can hear these lyrics that I've wanted to hear. Now, on the 15th, we got an entirely new feature added to Instagram, just for Taylor, and that was if you swipe down on her account, it would come up with a countdown to the Torture Post department. We also got, like, a message to the department, released on Spotify. I think I have it saved on my phone. I couldn't find it. If I can find it, I will put it here, on top of my cat.
Hey Spotify, happy release week of the Tortured Poets Department album. Make sure to pre-save the album and keep checking back for more updates from the department.
We also got an announcement of a Spotify, like, art installation, I guess, that would run from the 16th to the 18th, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Again, I'd like to remind you, Taylor did not post this. This was, like, not posted by Taylor. I'm pretty sure this was only posted by Taylor Nation and Spotify. This same day, we also started to find QR codes around the world. There were a few internationally, and if you scan these QR codes, at this point in time, they would take you to a YouTube short that, in a typewriter font, just said, Error 321. Track credits also came out this day, and I'm pretty sure this was the only thing I saw on social media for about 3 hours, which is saying something considering how much was going on in Swiftie social media at this point. A lot of people were talking about track 5 being an Arid Desna track, and then Who's Afraid of Little Old Me and My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toys being the only solo written songs on this album. On the 16th of April, that Spotify installation I mentioned earlier opened. This actually contained quite a lot of lyrics. We got a lot of lyrics throughout this. I'm not going to mention every single lyric we got during this event because I will be here all day and it isn't a big part of the story. Know that we got lots of lyrics and it changed every couple of hours. Amazon actually released a feature on Alexa where if you asked her how long until the Torture Poets Department came out, you would actually get a message from Taylor talking about the Torture Poets Department, and she would say that it was coming out this Friday. Like, again, this stuff isn't being posted by Taylor. It's only being posted by Taylor's team and being found by Swifties. This wasn't something that Taylor Nation even posted. This was something that Swifties found. Now then, on the 17th, the QR codes that we mentioned from the 15th of April changed to now take you to a video of just a single letter. Obviously, Swifties are insane, and we put them all together, and we figured out that this spelled for a fortnight. This was never even posted by Taylor Nation or Taylor. Again, it's the fans talking that is promoting this album. Countdown started on the 17th as well. A countdown started on Taylor's store. It ended 10 hours before the Torture Poets Department was released, again leading to the fans talking. We then also got another typewriter video. This time we got lyrics from the Bolter, which just said, as she was leaving, it felt like breathing. Day before the Torture Poets Department was released, Spotify announces that the Torture Poets Department has broken the record for the most pre-saves. And I am 90% sure the album before this that had the most pre-saves was Midnight's. So, are we shocked at this point? No. We got the final Apple Music word, which obviously the final sentence was, we hereby conduct this post-mortem. The countdown ended, which revealed Fortnight would be the lead single, and also we got an announcement that Fortnight would be the music video that we were getting. We also finally got a merch drop. Why did we not get merch drop like at least 2 weeks before the album came out? I did not have merch to wear the day the album came out. It was very depressing. Taylor posted a video teaser for the Fortnite music video, and the caption to this said, "At this hearing, I stand by my fellow members of the Tortured Poets Department with a summary of my findings. Album tonight, Fortnite music video tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time." And that was it. That was all the pre-album promotion. Now, yes, there was a lot, but how much of that was, like, public? Like, obviously, it was all public. But how much of that was being posted by Taylor? Pretty much none of it. It was all the fans. It was all Spotify. It was all Taylor Nation. Now, of course, there are probably non-fans that follow Taylor Nation, I'm sure. But the majority of people who follow Taylor Nation follow them because it's Taylor's team, because you want the little, live tweets throughout the Eras tour. They're unhinged. But yeah, Taylor Nation is like the fandom account, I guess. I don't know how to describe what Taylor Nation is to someone who doesn't know what Taylor Nation is. But it's not the kind of account that most people follow. Most people follow Taylor Swift on Instagram, rather than Taylor Nation. And yet, Taylor hardly did any promotion for this album, and I'm currently filming this on the 30th of June, and it has just reached its 10th week on being number 1 on Billboard charts. I'm pretty sure Taylor has only posted about it once or twice since it came out. Let's quickly talk about the anthology, the release of the anthology, etc. Now, during the Spotify event, we got a lot of lyrics in a book that was on display. Most of these lyrics ended up being lyrics from the songs on the anthology, which in turn promoted the anthology. Okay, hear me out for a second. We listened to the album for the first time. We have these lyrics that we haven't heard yet. And then we get the announcement that it's actually a double album. Here's another hour of music. Well, of course, people are going to go and listen to it. We want to find out where these lyrics are from. Are these lyrics from this part of the album? The answer to that was yes. We got all of them within the album, I'm pretty sure. But also, when the countdown ended and the Tortured Poets Department actually originally came out, the countdown on Instagram reset and there were 2 more hours. Post-release, the album has gotten 3 new acoustic CDs. I couldn't tell you exactly what they are. I know we have But Daddy, I Love Him, and I want to say Fresh Out the Summer and Guilty as Sin. I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I am. So we also got the original voice memos for Cassandra, The Black Dog, and Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. We also got Live from Paris surprise songs, which were The Alchemy and Treacherous, My Boy Only Breaks His Favourite Toy, and LOL. Obviously, also, the Tortured Poets Department got its own set within the Eras tour, which, as someone who got to see that, it was incredible. Thank you, Taylor. None of these things were openly advertised. None of these things had adverts on YouTube, on Instagram, or whatever. They were simply posted to Taylor's stories. They existed for a couple hours, and then they were gone. So overall, I think this album did so well was because it was promoted for the fans and then by the fans. So it was promoted by Taylor Nation, but then the fans started seeing things out and about, just like the QR codes and like the Spotify installation, and it turned into the fans talking about it rather than Taylor or Taylor Nation actually having to promote the album. Thank you for watching this video. I'm so glad to be back and filming my normal type of content. I really enjoy filming video essay type content, especially when it's so Taylor Swift. So, that's really enjoyable. Benjamin has been here this entire time. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't think he's moved in the hour I've been filming this video. Because yes, this video is probably only going to be 10 minutes, and yet it takes me an hour to film because I stutter so much. It is embarrassing.